Ordinarily, I will not glorify or dignify Dr. Cairo Ujugbo because I saw what he said to in Arise TV. I would not have dignified him with response. But when lies are told consistently, people with little mind may start believing those lies. And then it will become, to them, the truth. I have been the chairman of this committee for the past 5 years. Many MDs, acting and substantive MDs, have worked with me, and none, until the interim management came in, can or has ever raised his voice to say that I committed any infraction or that I have forced him or have in any way made him or her to do what is wrong. I have maintained good working relationship. Realizing the fact that I am a legislator and they are in the executive. Ours is to make the laws, and theirs is to execute those laws. And so when you ascribe to a legislator functions that are not within his purview, it's a subject of ridicule, and at times we start laughing whether the people in concern understand what they are talking. Well, in the said video, like I said, I didn't want to reply because there is nothing in that video. If you recall, I have spoken to you people through my aide about all these issues. They mentioned, Cairo mentioned, specifically said 1,000 jobs. And they mentioned one nurse in Abamuche. Luckily for me, this morning when I was coming, I saw a report from Nelson Abamuche, where he denied the 1,000 job, and also denied having any relationship, working relationship with me or the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. My simple reply to that is very simple. The interim management is a custodian of today of the documents of the Nddc. There is basically no need to heat up the system or blackmail people. I challenge them to compile the list of 1,000 jobs. Go to Corporate Affairs Commission, correct, ask for Form C07, and also the document of the shareholders. Find out the location of all these jobs and submit them to the appropriate security agencies, like the ICPC, like the EFCC, like the police, to investigate. If I am a director, a shareholder, or owner of any of those jobs, there is no need to heat up the system because you want to run away from investigation and blackmail the National Assembly. You have been there for over 6 months now. You remembered, gentlemen of the press, that immediately the IMC, because I screened the substantive board, while the screening was on, Cairo made the same allegation. And my aide challenged him, please publish the facts. There is no need to be talking. For the past 6 months, they have not been able to publish the facts. Rather, they have come again with the same antics. Somebody has 1,000 jobs. The Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has 1,000 jobs. House of Rep has this. Why do you waste anticipate energy? Why do you heat up the system? Please let them publish these facts and take these facts. If they are convinced with the facts before them, let them take it to the appropriate security agencies to take the necessary action. You see, what we're seeing now is a man, I would liken it to a man who was asked, or a group of persons who were asked to go and catch a thief. And instead of catching the thief, they start stealing. Will they allow the person to go? Well, we are not saying. The question is, you have served as IMC, the National Assembly, because of plethora of petitions that we have and discussions in the public that this is what is happening. And as the representative of the people, we said, please, based on all these things we're hearing, both in the social media, in the papers, and everything, please go and investigate whether these things are true. We have not said that anybody is guilty. I am not a member of the ad hoc committee in the Senate. The Senate, in its wisdom, said that he will set up an ad hoc committee, respected and reputable politicians, senators, and said, please go and investigate all these things we have been hearing and report back to the Senate. Why don't you allow these people to do their work and give their report to the Senate? Blackmail will not stop us from doing the work. The 2019 budget was given to them on the 20th of April. They signed for it. They have been implementing that budget since 20th of April. No complaint. Nobody discussed the budget. Nobody said that the budget was balkanized. Nobody said anything. Just because the National Assembly has now decided to investigate your activities of the IMC, the issue of balkanization has come up. The issue of contracts, inclusion of contracts came up. The issue of, payments came up. You have been there. You collected the budget since 20th of April. You have been implementing it. The budget is going to expire, I think, on Friday, this Friday. Just because you are going to appear before the committee to explain your activity, to give account of your stewardship, you suddenly realized that there was balkanization. There was inclusion of jobs. As senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and as legislators, we have a right to appropriate. It is a constitutional right. And that constitutional right, no amount of intimidation or blackmail will stop us from exercising it. I am happy that I was the chairman of this Senate committee in the 8th Assembly. Godwill Akpabio, the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, was a member of this committee. He served in this committee. This is a letter from him and many other letters requesting inclusion of contracts. This is a letter, Dr. Godwin Akpabio, memo to me as a member of this committee in the 8th Assembly. This is a letter from him. And I have 3 of these set of letters asking. In fact, he went further to even say the amount he wants us to include for him in the budget. I'll make the letter available for you. It's the memo sent to me. This is after they have submitted the budget. He wrote to me, that he would want us to include this so and so project for him. He did it, this is for 2017. He did it in 2018. He did it in 2016. So, when has it become an offense that once a budget is returned, once a budget is sent, or income and expenditure is sent, it should not be touched. It should be returned wholesale the way it was sent. Because I read somebody today, and I get very, very worried when somebody said that there were 500 fake projects. I am a lawyer of 30 years and above. If you say that there is a fake project, it means that there is an original. Which means that there is an original project approved by the National Assembly, and somebody came in and brought something outside that approval. That is what is meant by fake. But I pardon the MD, he's a medical doctor. So I will not go into that semantics. Because for you to say that there's a 500 fake project means that there was original projects which was approved by the National Assembly, and that somebody came in now and included 500 fake ones, or removed these things and included what is not in the original. So, gentlemen of the press, we have nothing to hide. They said that there was no budget for 2016, 2017, and that was why they embarked on, this is the budget, Nddc budget of 2016, approved budget. Signed for, you can go to the Clerk of National Assembly when it was transmitted. This is signed copy, office copy of 2016 budget that was approved in the National Assembly, and they signed for it. This is a copy of the 2017 budget. Signed for. And this is a copy of the 2000 approved budget of 2018. Signed for. But I dare to ask, with the greatest respect, is it the act of saying that there was no budget for 2016, 2017, and 2008? What do they intend to achieve? If there was no budget for 2016, 2017, 2008, it's an indictment on this particular government. A government which you are serving, which you are supposed to protect, is a government you are indicting that an MDA, like Niger Delta Commission, for 4 years has no budget. And they have made the expenditure, because their budget here is over 1 point something trillion. And they have made expenditure, that's for the 4 years. They have made expenditure of over 1 point something trillion without a budget. Do you ever think that that will happen in Buhari's government? That Buhari, as we know him, will allow an MDA to spend for 4 years without a budget? We have one that lies have short legs. It can't go far. Because the facts must come out. Are you saying that when I became chairman, Secretary, who was a former IBIM, was a sole administrator, he was one of you. He was a former commissioner, will operate without a budget? Are you saying that he's a former deputy governor, an estate, recognized and respected estate surveyor, will operate without a budget? That Professor Bambafra, who is even a mentor to the present MD in the university in Bayelsa, will operate without a budget? And Mrs. Akwanga, that's to tell you that the lies have short legs. And that's why I produced this for you. Every year, the budgets are submitted, they are considered and approved and are sent back to the committee. That is the basis on which we assess them every year. So, I just decided to deal with all these, some of these issues before I take your question. But before I stop, let me deal with an issue that they raised. They said 1 billion, 1 billion. You know, Cairo raised it before. And my media aide challenged him to produce the documents of a senator. Then he said it was a senator that was collecting 1 billion naira. And that a senator has 300, because this is their line of blackmail. It started immediately they were inaugurated, just because that the Senate and it was considering or was screening the board. And so they decided that what they will do is to blackmail the Senate and blackmail everybody. And so Cairo quickly rushed, within 48 hours of his appointment, without looking at his files. He said that the senator was collecting 1 billion naira every month and that he has a contract of 350 contracts. We immediately wrote, because you don't allow such a thing to linger, because like I said, when people keep on talking and you don't reply them, then the people will believe it is true. We wrote to them and said, please, this is it, received by them. And I will read the letter. The Committee on Niger Delta Affairs and the Nddc of the Senate and the House of Representatives, respectively, have been inundated by petitions, plethora of petitions, relating to the alleged payment of fees and commissions to consultants. 3% consultancy fee for the collection of international companies, IOC commission, and another company for the collection of another fee of 1 billion monthly. Then we said, furnish us with the relevant documents for the payment of the 1 billion naira monthly. This is the letter and acknowledged by the commission. Then we also said, give us details. You have a copy. Give us details of the 350 contracts that a senator collected. I think some of you gentlemen of the press were there. When the MD, Joy Nume, appeared before you people and said, and Cairo was sitting by his left hand, by her left hand, he said, I don't have any document and anything, I don't know if anything that the senator is collecting has 350 jobs. I hope you all denied when he said so. She denied it. Cairo was sitting down there. He didn't make a statement to that effect. Now, going to the issue of the consultancy, I need to, because like I said, when lies continue. Now, you also remember that when Cairo appeared in the television about the Arise celebration, he said that they have cancelled the contracts, that Akpabio directed them to cancel the contract. I want to show you that it was a blatant lie. On the 16th of March 2020, he said it was in December last year that as soon as Akpabio came in, he cancelled it. In reply to our letter, which will be made available to you, the request for information on alleged payment of 1 billion naira and 3% commission to consulting firms. the Nddc, the present management, not the old management, the present management, signed by Peter Clever Okolo Clark Esquire, acting legal advisor of Nddc, replied to our request for the payment of 1 billion naira and the 3% payment. That is their reply. In this reply, this letter which I will make available to you, he stated clearly that there was a contractual agreement between Nddc and Starline on the 14th of April 2014. I was not a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. As at 14th of April 2014, I was not a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You have a copy of this letter. We can produce it for you. And that the board of Nddc approved, this is the reply to the Senate, this is the reply they wrote to us, that the Starland contract was approved by the board of Nddc. But what is more interesting, he went further and said, the engagement of Starline Consultancy Service as revenue consultant to the commission is ongoing and will expire by March 2022. This is March this year. And they said that the consultancy has been cancelled. 11, the consultant is currently involved in a comprehensive reconciliation exercise with oil and gas companies in the region. The report of which is the basis of the work of the House Representative Committee and Ad Committee on the recovery of the outstanding contribution of oil and gas companies to Nddc fund in 2019. Gentlemen, I was not a senator when this contract was signed. And you saw Cairo saying that Starline was collecting 1 billion naira every month. In this letter, which you also, he said that they pay them commission on what is collected. So if they collect 10 naira, they pay them 3%. You have the 3% of whatever they collected. I was not no senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, at least under me, is a director in Starline. I challenged them. Go to Corporate Affairs Commission. I am not a director in Starline. I'm not a shareholder in Starline. My family is not, don't member of my family is in Starline. I don't have anything to do with Starline. But to deceive the public, this is the Starline that they collect 1 billion, that they said collects 1 billion. This is the Starline, an agreement that was entered in 2014. And they renewed the agreement and they said that the agreement will expire in 2022. As at March this year. This is the reply. You can have a copy when you want to so they can have it for anybody to see. How does the payment of Starline, how does it concern me? They said there's another company called Candon Capital. Please, gentlemen, let me not waste your time. Go to Corporate Affairs Commission. Go and, because what they told us here too is that they have an agreement with Candon Capital. And that Candon Capital they executed an agreement, you have it here, they executed an agreement with them, approved by their board, and what was going to be paid to them was agreed, and that when they finished their job, from what you can see from this letter, it was a job, once you finish, you stop. They finished, and that they have left, they are not working again. This is, I'm not a director in Candon Capital, I'm not a shareholder in Candon Capital. You can go and investigate. I don't have anything to do with Candon, but this is what they're saying. This is the company that they're saying. And these are documents. So, it's because they call my name. Otherwise, ordinarily, they call me and the innuendo when it is so clear. Otherwise, I would not glorify them again. I would not have glorified them with a reply. Because what has the National Assembly done that you continue with this blackmail. If you know your hands are clean, if you are convinced with what you are doing that you did not do anything, any infraction, the power of oversight is with the National Assembly. You can't take it away unless you amend the Constitution. Go to the National Assembly, go to the committee, and prove your innocence. All this blackmail will not intimidate them, will not stop these distinguished senators and honorable members from investigating what they are going to investigate. Going to newspaper and telling lies, saying all this type of thing, trying to confuse the public, to divert attention from what is happening, it's not going to save the issue.